Rob. I hope you brought us back a starting pitcher and maybe a right fielder. This is Cory, and this is the Anthem podcast.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rob. I'm back.
So regrettably.
Yes, well, you know.
He just wishes he could make his, what is Dominican currency? Dominicanos?
Reals,
there we go.
Yeah.
He'd just make them last a little longer.
It would last a lot. It's like 54 reals to the dollar. I could live like a king. But no, it's getting back off the plane and then stepping into the airport and be like, and then going in an airport bathroom to change your pants, which is always fun, as you know. And then digging the car out and driving back. And
well, did you have to dig the car out? I thought
they cleared out most of the parking lot. There was like a little line of snow that I had to like
speed bump
plow through on my way out. But I mean, like the doors were like iced shut, so I was like trying to get the stuff out, and I smartly backed up against this hill, which was great because there was no snow on the hill at all. It was like a windbreak, but the spot next to mine had been empty when it snowed. So then I had to like kind of like scoot around to the trunk. To get in the trunk. It was a pain. It's a big pain in the ass. Listen, I know it's all glorious trips to the Dominican Republic, and isn't that you're drinking for 7 days straight and partying and food and but you know what? I have my struggles too. Okay.
Listen, it's not all Mai Tais and happiness.
I don't trust it. I don't trust it. No.
Rob's going to take the same approach when he goes to Flint next summer.
Good Lord. No, because I wouldn't even shower in that water. I did shower in the local water,
just
but...
hit yourself with some Dasani.
Do what my grandmother likes to call a special spot touch-up.
Oh, God.
So that's where you use a washcloth and a bottle of water.
Forever unclean!
So, my 85-year-old grandmother, who is like 5 foot...
Rob's Grammy, forever unclean!
So wait, her tagline to her sell of the special spot touch-up to 16-year-old Rob, and I'm like...
It sounds like the type of thing that would be an add-on at the car wash.
Yeah, special spot touch-up, right? Yeah. But no, so her tagline to that was when I gave her the look like the look that said special spot, and she was like... If it's hairy and stinky, you wash it.
And there's exciting about that time I fell in love news. First of all, you're going to want to find yourself over to otheanthem.com.
Of course, yeah.
Where in the show notes, you will see a link to About That Time I Fell in Love on IMDb. It's official.
It's official. It's on the Internet Movie Database.
Yeah, so it's bound to happen.
It's bound to happen.
The second bit is I locked up a crew member,
right?
Because I didn't want her getting too far away. I wanted to make sure that she was
right, close at hand,
contractually obligated. And she just had an interview, Luciana,
right?
My friend from LA, where she spoke highly of the movie as well. So
if you speak Portuguese, you're gonna enjoy it.
Or YouTube is better at its translation for you than it is for us, then you will see that as well.
Very flattering, and one crew member down, only 12 plus a cast to go.
Let's not get over our heads. I don't want to be responsible for all those people.
It's a slow process. We'll get there eventually. It's 2025. All right, seriously, we're shooting this thing.
I'm gonna be such a crotchety old man if I ever get like a real studio budget where I'm just like, what do you do? I'm the cord wrangler. I'm just like, ugh. I could have wrangled my own cords.
Listen, I spent many years in this industry wrangling my own cords. I don't need you.
I'm just flashing back to me in Spiral, sitting behind the bar with like headphones and a camera and a light and like adjusting levels, and I'm just like,
got it.
Faster, more passion.
With you.
Meanwhile, what he's really doing is just doing blow off a hooker's asshole.
Just looked like a wave. It was too much.
Oh God!
Much like that Powerball winner.
Oh man! Too soon.
Come on,
Too
man.
soon. Like you had all the. It's like the episode of Twilight Zone where his glass is breaking. He's like, no, I had nothing but time now.
Yes.
You had a full. How old was the cat?
He was like in his late 20s, early 30s, something like that.
You had. With that kind of money, you could have kept kicking the can down the road on the medical treatment, too.
Yeah.
So you could have gotten all-star medical treatment, probably made it another 70 years.
Go to rehab once
Reasonably.
a year. Go to Malibu. Be like, all right, I got my Malibu time coming up so I can dry out for a little while. At 17 a day.
Instead, you go hard right off the line. Just
Well, no, he didn't. The first thing he bought was the house.
to do the
house
cocaine.
that he did the cocaine in, yes. In a very nice neighborhood where he knew the cops wouldn't come knocking on the door.
Double gated community.
But and it was gated community. Also had a gate at the house, so double gated, yes. But I don't. This is what. Why? I don't. Give me the money. My whole point is just give me the money because you're wasting it.
I once had to pick up somebody I knew at a double gated community.
Now, did he also have a Scarface pile of cocaine on the desk in front of him?
He didn't.
Okay.
I think he was like binders and paper and shit like that. Like
just hiding the gigantic pile of cocaine. Now, listen, I'm not judging the guy because I can't say for sure, but cocaine may be in the mix of things.
Yeah.
When you win a third of $1 billion.
Listen, I'm not saying that cocaine wouldn't eventually come into the play.
Live your life.
Yeah, live the life you want to, but I'm just saying you don't have to go like.
You have a lifetime. You don't have to do all of the drugs in one night.
And the only thing we could come up with is that he basically just wanted to live out that Scarface moment where he had a pile and just drop his face in it. But
that's not real.
It's a movie. It's
a
movie. Have you? It's like, what was his next dream? Was he going to try and jump a car between two buildings in Abu Dhabi?
I think
it doesn't work. It doesn't. The science doesn't exist. If you aren't following us, then you missed one of what will certainly be in the 2016 spotlight. Our first, we called it.
We called it. We're starting out strong too.
Yeah. Last week.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. I'm
and
sorry.
Then again
last week.
Yeah.
I sort of proposed the idea of live fact checking, and we went a little bit further with it, where like the stage gives out, or like the light over the candidate goes away, or the microphone cuts off. But Google, I don't know if you guys have heard of Google. It's a little struggling startup out there. They decided to take that idea and incorporate it into Google Now. So while you were watching the debate, or not watching the debate, you could see updates on when the candidates were telling the truth or lying.
Two things. Google, I will take my payment in cash, not in stock. Not interested in the stock.
I'll take it in the stock. I'll take it any way you want to give it to me. I'm fine.
And number two, clearly somebody at Google is listening to the podcast. Mm-hmm. Hey, yo, looking for a job. Hook a brother up. What are you doing? Come on. Brilliant. So, I mean, did you use the fact checking?
I checked in on it.
Yeah.
I was a little busy tweeting at LegendCB5.
Also, I found it probably unnecessary because basically, I imagine it was just like fact alert, fact alert, fact alert, fact alert all night long.
If you had it on some sort of notification system, your phone would have exploded.
It sounded like mine when I got off the plane from Dominican Republic.
The problem is, the Republican Party is fucked. In a line. In one sentence, the Republican Party is fucked.
And now, for more harnessing political commentary, Corey, go ahead.
Without Trump on the stage, it basically turned into like a big, like, fucking sandcastle fight where it's just like the first 4 questions were all about like Trump not being there. It's just like, hey, Cruz, what do you think about Trump not being here? He's just like, something weird Trump joke out. And then finally, like they got to Jeb Bush and he like completely like Jeb Bushed the whole thing. where it's just like
he jebbed the whole thing.
He jebbed it up.
Yeah.
It's just like Megyn Kelly's just like, like, hey Jeb, how do you feel about Trump not being here? And it's like, you're a worthless whore. Haha, funny, right? We got it out of the way. We got our Trump stuff out of the way. Vote for me. I'm still in it.
I got a team working on Trump stuff specifically. I'm glad that we had
got 4 interns in a room knocking out Trump jokes. They all have their hair just like Trump to get in the mindset. Talking about the same old, same old. Peyton Manning's in the Super Bowl.
Yes, he is.
Going up against Cam Newton. And what I think I'm going to do on Super Bowl Sunday is just open up the Twitter.
Yeah.
And just like hashtag Cam Newton and just watch all the things come in.
Oh.
Because I'm just so like he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Had an MVP season. The amount of people who I see like on Twitter and such, like after Cam Newton like runs in for like he runs for touchdowns sometimes from like the 7-yard line, like Bo Jackson used to do, like just like stiff arming motherfuckers to the ground. And,
the quarterback,
like, he's just like unstoppable, and like he'll get in there and he'll do a little dance and hand a kid a football, and then like you'll just hear like oh, Cam Newton, I was showboating, all he's got to do is.
I like the Baltimore accent that you threw in on that. Not that any of those are coming from Baltimore.
Yeah, a little Dundalky.
But could you get 2 different guys in the Super Bowl together?
Yeah.
I mean, Manning with like he doesn't even laugh at his own jokes, and Cam Newton, who's like the showboat guy. I shouldn't say showboat because he's not. He's celebratory. He enjoys playing the game of football. Peyton Manning looks like it pains him to... Well, it probably does actually pain him to play football every day. But...
Well, there was some story earlier in the year where they talked about how it takes like 4 people to get Peyton Manning dressed for the game.
Oh, yeah.
Because like he can't like actually put the pads on anymore. Like he has people who help him put his pads on.
Like, I only got so much energy, guys. We got to save it for the game.
God, it just hurts watching him play, too.
But he wants it so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, so it's gonna. It might be a good game. I probably won't watch it.
I'll watch it. I can't.
Are you going to a party?
Not that I know of.
Right. So I mean, like nobody's excited about it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, like somebody I'm sure will like text me on Thursday being like, Super Bowl party, you coming? I'm just like, I guess. Sure.
I'm just gonna go and shut the lights off and write all night long. So.
The only problem with the Super Bowl party, and God, I hate that I'm one of these people, but I like watching the commercials, and people talk during the commercials, and I'm just like, I want to get this. Somebody paid $8 million for this spot. I want to see the puppy.
Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
There's more conversation about the commercials than there is the actual Super Bowl.
Well, yeah.
That's most of the time.
They take a TV timeout like every 15 seconds. Like, oh, and here's another $8 million.
Ridiculous.
We're getting
a lot more fired up about steroids than we have at any point during the political discussion, which was about the future of the country.
Well, that says everything about the electoral process, unfortunately.
Hold on a second. Let me get a quote from a voter before we move on. Bah!
Wait, now, was that a voter or was that the mayor of Baltimore?
Who?
Oh.
She made a list.
Yes, she did. So before we get too far into it...
Not in an Oscar Schindler kind of way, just in a...
An Oscar or Schindler kind of way. But before we get too far into it, of course, this is the Baltimore Corner where you get the straight dope. And we like to take a little focus on the city of Baltimore. And unfortunately, Baltimore was also in the focus of a lot of news this week. First off, the Baltimore Sun took a story from, I think, the Boston Globe that listed the worst mayors in America. And much to everyone's surprise, especially in this room, Stephanie Rawlings Blake tops the list as the #1 worst mayor in America.
Hold on a second.
The worst, and nobody's surprised she's the worst mayor in America. There have been, people are going to say, you know, well, the riots happened. Of course they're going to blame her. There's been riots a lot, in a lot of places. And maybe not, we didn't call them riots, but, you know, there was disturbances elsewhere. That's not it. It's everything about her.
Honest to God, find one moment that turned out to be good. Even the moments that seemed like they were good ideas at the time turned out horrendously bad.
Well, listen, they're going to do a whole bunch of economic development north of Harbor East, and I think that's all good, right?
Well, yeah, until you're kicking out all the people who live there.
Oh, okay.
And not finding a place for them to go. And selling all that land for basically negative money.
Okay. Maryland schools were the number one in the nation.
Yeah, but not Baltimore schools.
Baltimore is in Maryland.
Yeah,
so...
but Baltimore is actually bringing down the average of the rest of them.
Right. Okay.
Because Baltimore schools are amongst the worst. And the Baltimore schools are in a lot of trouble now because they're going to lose a shit ton of money because they've lost a shit ton of students.
Yeah. Okay.
I wonder why.
We are the only city that allows rioters room to destroy.
Okay, well that's certainly something.
That went exactly how she intended it to go.
Yeah. Listen,
Maybe not so well, but
she's keeping many of the Baltimore area glass fixers in business. Window repair people.
Economic development.
Yeah. Like, listen. It's a bailout for the window people.
Well, and so here's what I'm going to say. Another one of her miraculous, fantastic decisions. We had a bit of snow in Baltimore this week.
Yeah. Just a little.
And she did an excellent job with snow removal.
Nope.
Got right on that.
Nope. You know, there was a lot of people during the days of no plows coming through.
Yeah.
Where I saw the side streets matter hashtag going around.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm not trying to minimize the movement, but it's pretty funny.
Well, and so
it's pretty funny.
I was out driving last night.
Yeah.
And apparently her plan was to wait until Friday and Saturday night when there are more people in Fells Point and Canton and Federal Hill than at any point during the week, and let's do snow removal during that time. Seems like a good time.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, it's an SRB special. Oh shit, are you going to watch O.J. Simpson?
Yeah, I'm going to watch O.J. Simpson. Fuck yeah, I'm going to watch that.
Oh, it looks so good. Your girl's in it as Marcia Clark.
Sarah Paulson.
Sarah Paulson,
yeah. I like Sarah Paulson.
Dig her.
Schwimmer is Robert Kardashian too. That's an interesting choice. I saw an interview actually where he was just like Robert he was just like, yeah, so I had lunch with Kris Jenner to talk about what it was like, and I got a lot of insight from her, and I thought it was very valuable to creating the character. And then somebody was just like, did you talk to any of the other Kardashians? And he's just like, I thought about it, but they wanted me to do it on their show on camera, so I told them thanks, but no thanks.
Right, yeah.
And I'm just like, God damn it, you guys can't even... Like, yet, Rawlings Blake did make an announcement that any person who hasn't cleared their sidewalk is going to be seeing a fine come their way.
Right.
At which point, people were just like, how about you get to the roads first?
Yeah, and I mean,
maybe don't worry about the sidewalks. How about the roads?
How are the cops going to get to the sidewalks to make the tickets?
Walking through 4 feet of snow, like, man, I'm going to write an epic ticket. I'm going to write him a didn't shovel his sidewalk while black ticket so bad.
No, that's a beating. That's a beating. But no, so I thought I saw some of your furniture out in the street, but clearly, I mean, it's not trash day because the snow's been cleared. So.
No, it was me.
Why is your furniture in the street?
Because when I was at work, I didn't want anyone to take the spot that I shoveled out.
They didn't want to take your spot on.
No, not my spot.
Okay.
Just the spot that I shoveled out.
Okay.
Just the small area that I shoveled out.
Give me some of the logic behind this.
Okay. I live in a community that doesn't have a lot of parking.
Only every street in the community.
No, there's times on regular non-snow days.
Yes.
Where if I come back at a certain hour, I have to park 3 streets away.
Okay.
And homie, don't play that.
I ain't trying to get no exercise.
I ain't trying to walk. Look at me. Look at me.
Yeah.
It's... I usually don't do it.
Bullshit!
No!
You did it in Ridgely's Delight.
Yeah. Different.
That was years ago.
Different.
That was the last big snowstorm we had.
Well, yeah.
That was permit parking. If nobody could park there.
If there is a massive amount of snow...
You dig it out and put a chair out.
You dig it out and you put a chair out. If there's a light dusting, don't. It's not hard. And know when to stop. Like
that's the big question. When do you stop doing it? When the last of the snow melted? Because there'll be assholes out here with their chairs in March.
There's going to be like just one little small patch of snow.
Yeah.
and like everything else is, you know, regular, and there's just one little lump of snow on a sidewalk, and somebody's still going to have chairs out. That's fucked up. But I think that as long as parking is a problem because of the snow, you have the right to put it out there.
Okay. DC actually said that if people put chairs out, that they will be treated as garbage on garbage day and be taken away.
Okay.
I agree wholeheartedly with that.
I don't.
This is
Well, I mean, I agree with it happening in DC because fuck those guys. But I mean, like, just
your argument to me earlier was I spend hours shoving out a spot.
Yeah.
And then my asshole neighbor only makes enough room for him to get out.
Right.
And then he comes back and takes the spot that I shoveled.
Yeah.
That is how democracy works. That's how our country works.
Here is how it's supposed to work.
But it's not. This is how it works.
No, here's how it's supposed to work. Everybody dig out the street.
Yes.
Everybody get out there with a shovel and help.
Yes.
And we all clear it so that it's all the street. It's the same as it is, except for there's snow piles on the side.
What about the old guy who lives 2 doors down?
Well, then somebody help out on his behalf.
And what about the kids that live two houses the other way?
Kids should be out there shoveling for the old
little
man.
Kids, 3-4 years old.
They should be putting on little like snowshoes with the shovels on them.
So basically, like everybody from everyone according to his ability, and to everyone according to his need. That's what that sounds like to me.
I'm saying everybody.
Socialism.
Everybody who can help should help clear your neighborhood.
That's socialism. That is socialism.
It's common decency,
right? But socialism is about common decency.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying, just clear the street. That's all I'm saying. And if everybody did it, I wouldn't put chairs out there. When there's 4 inches of snow, I don't put chairs out.
Right.
And I don't keep them out all throughout the winter. When I got home before the snow had started, there was somebody who already had chairs out. There wasn't even snow falling.
Yeah.
And they had already put chairs out to...
This is my spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They came home before the snow started, they moved the chairs, and they went into their spot. That's fucked up.
Supporters.
You know what else can be ruined by a... What? OhTheAnthem.com, Cory at OhTheAnthem.com, Oh The Anthem on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, and the listener line, 443-219-7595.
What's that number again?
443-219-7595.
And, of course, you can find me on all your social networks at Robert N. Cheek. Make sure you're checking out robertncheek.com. Hopefully going to be revamped this week if I find some time. In between the trials every goddamn day.
I might have a revamped...
Ooh.
Something, too.
Looking forward to it. Oh, and don't forget, you can find links to my books online. 2 books now, at least 2 more coming this year, so very looking forward to that.
Buy Rob's books.
Available on Amazon.
Especially if you want the new one about forgiveness, understanding, caring, compassion.
Kindness.
Understanding.
Forgiveness, understanding, caring, kindness, intelligent.
Independent thought.
Yeah,
there we go.
There we go.
Hooray!
So, as always, you're listening to the Oh The Anthem podcast, part of the Oh The Anthem digital network. For Cory, this is Rob. Have a great week, everybody.